Hi, GHOSTEATER here. I just wanted to give a quick shout out and introduction to our very first ever podcast, which I'm very excited about. We interview my very good friend Serenity Raves, and she is the hard dance waifu of Minnesota, and she's a sweetheart. We had a really good conversation. I'm really excited to share this with you and see what you guys think. We don't have any sponsors at this point. We are brand new, but hopefully someday. Shout out Matrix if you're wondering. Mask is powered by Matrix. If anyone from Matrix sees this and wants to give us money, or maybe like a 16 universe key, that would be great. Or, get in touch. Thanks again for watching. We hope you enjoy it. And yeah, check it out. Here is Serenity Raves.
Welcome to Welcome. 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 Welcome to GHOSTEATER and Friends.
This is going to be the first official podcast of GHOSTEATER and Friends. I have my very good friend Serenity,
Hello,
the
hello.
waifu of hard dance in Minnesota. Did I get that right?
Yes, I am the hard dance waifu of Minnesota. It's been quite a journey, to be honest. I literally thought I was just going to be DJing in basements for the rest of my life, and now I am, or now I here I am.
Words.
Traveling across the US, making all of these awesome connections along the way, and it's been insane for someone who's only been in this for like 4 years.
Yeah, you said 2019?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome though. Are you so you said recently you went and spun with Little Texas?
Yeah,
Is that-
twice this month. I got
Twice?
to play with him in Minneapolis at the Loft, which was epic. That's probably one of the best turnouts we've had for a hard dance event, specifically at the
Hell yeah.
Loft. And then I got to play with him again a couple weeks later in Pittsburgh. It was a really cool event because it was dubstep versus hard dance, and
Sure.
I don't want to be that person, but we definitely mop the floor with
Oh.
dubstep.
Oh,
100%.
them's be fighting words.
They are, but they're true. It's so true.
Yeah, well, I had a good friend, Jared, was doing hard dance stuff for a long time in Minneapolis. So it's good to see the representation. It's really good to see you coming through and repping hard,
Yeah.
putting Minneapolis on the map.
Someone's got to do it.
So you did Minneapolis at the Loft with him.
Yep.
And where else was it?
It was in Pittsburgh at Cativo, and this was actually my second time playing at that venue. It's a phenomenal space. You got your upstairs and your downstairs.
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't know what it is about Pittsburgh, but their community is just so it's like a breath of fresh air, you know?
Yeah.
I've been in Minneapolis my whole life and have been a part of the community, I want to say, for about 11 years now. And going and
sure.
experiencing Pittsburgh's scene was just a culture shock for me. They are so open to any and all genres. You know, they don't care.
Hell yeah.
They're there for the music.
Yeah.
And it's been really cool to establish a pretty solid presence out there. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to the other events I've got going out with them.
Well, shit, man, I follow Little Texas. I really like Little Texas. He's got a good fitness journey as well.
And he's a sweetheart. Like, he
yeah.
is such a sweet and genuine guy.
That's always how it is, right? The most hardcore looking motherfuckers are just the gentlest, nicest people you can meet.
He is a sweet bean. We love him.
Oh man, well, I am so excited for you. I mean, that is awesome. I mean, you started just about a year before GHOSTEATER officially started, so we're kind of on the same timeline.
Yeah, it's been amazing seeing all of these Minneapolis artists like come into fruition and really take off. Like,
Yeah, and then so many genres too. Like shout out to like Megan Hams, Hamilton, and Turning in Sound. Like so very different. And
absolutely.
Minneapolis seems to embrace them all the same.
Well, and let's not forget about Thread here. Like, that guy
Yeah,
is taking off. He is honestly setting a standard for Minneapolis
true.
artists, in my opinion.
Shout out.
And he's just like, not only is he just a genuine person, but he produces everything. You know,
Yeah,
he's a multi-genre artist.
that's my
And
goal.
I wish we had more of that.
Me too. That's kind of like what I strive to do as an artist. Like, I think a good example is like Must Die. You know,
Yes.
he's like famous for his dubstep. You know, that's kind of how he came up. But like recently, he's been dropping just like straight up hard dance tracks,
I've
and
been hearing
it's like,
that.
and it's great, and it sounds like Must Die
Yeah.
because it's the same guy. It's
Yeah.
just applying it to a slightly different, style, and that's kind of what I hope to do. Like I produce mostly dubstep right now, but I'm trying to branch out, and I know we're gonna make a song together. You do
Yes.
vocals.
Yes.
We're gonna get that going. I'll make a hard dance song too.
I'm
That
really
we'll get you on.
excited.
We'll
That's
make one hard dance song, and then we'll make a dubstep song with your vocals.
Yeah, I've actually been in contact with artists like Toy Soldiers, my buddy Chaotic Style back in Pittsburgh. He just dropped an amazing EP, and I'm hoping to throw my vocals on one of those tracks very
Hell
soon.
yeah! Oh yeah! Well, I'll keep you in mind. I'm still. It's in its infant stages. This new EP. I'm really taking my time with it.
Yeah.
Like last year, my last EP, that was really just like for me. That was like to prove to myself that I could do it,
Yeah.
And this time it's like, all right, well now I have to do it again. So I'm gonna take my time this time and just, try and really write some cool stuff and not push it out the door, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm getting to the point where I'm almost ready to start my production journey. It's just very intimidating to me because I see everybody creating all of these amazing tracks, but like they're not just amazing, the sound quality. Like I am such an audiophile when it comes to music. I'm very particular about what tracks I'm selecting because I want them to sound good to the audience, not just subpar. So to see a lot of these producers putting out these quality tracks really sets a standard for me that I'm scared that I wouldn't be able to meet. But at the same time, I'm really excited for this challenge because then I can put a part of myself out there
Oh
and
yeah.
show everybody, a new side to hard dance.
Absolutely. Well, I really think that, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. I experienced all that stuff as well. It is pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, whether you get into, like, Ableton or Fruity Loops, those are pretty popular DAWs,
I've already got Ableton. A buddy of mine actually gifted it to me a few
Nice.
years ago.
That's what I use.
So-
I fucking love Ableton.
I'm stoked, but
Shout
I
out
opened
Ableton.
it and it's like, but I'm hopefully getting a production computer next month.
Yeah, it does take a little bit to kind of get used to everything, but I would honestly recommend personally, like when you do have a computer that can kind of handle it. Mr. Bill, I always found Mr. Bill was a really good teacher, especially for Ableton, because he literally will do like deep dives and explain, like for example, like operator. He'll like explain it in detail, and then he'll make a song like with you.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from that, I think. That's what I'd recommend. I mean, we'll hang out. I can help you get started too.
I would love that.
Uh,
Speaking of Mr. Bill, did you hear Ganja's new album
Oh.
that just came out?
I heard most of it. So I'm a primarily YouTube user,
Okay.
and I haven't I've just been looking. They don't have like a playlist of it yet.
Yeah.
So I've just been like randomly I just look up the Unity on YouTube and just go through what looks interesting. And I've heard all of the collabs pretty much, and fire. Ganja is a huge inspiration to me.
Same. I've been talking about this for months now. My plan when I start production is, and you've heard a little bit of it, like here and there, but you
Sure.
don't hear a lot about it at all. My plan is to create wobble style. So you're gonna have your typical dub style track, but make it wobblier, give it that ganja vibe.
Sure.
Because a lot of people look at hard dance and they see it as something that's just very intense and aggressive, until you hear what I spin, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know that was an
Well, it can
option,
be,
you know?
But
That's
I get it.
Ganja's music has always just spoken to my soul. Like they're the guys that have not only set a standard for me, but consistently inspire me, not just with their music, but how they carry themselves, how they interact with their community.
Absolutely.
They care so much about everything from the quality of their music to the quality of their merch to, the value that they put into their shows, every event.
I love artists like that. Like, reminds me of Martin Garrix.
Yes.
I'm a casual fan of that style of music,
Yeah.
like housey, electro, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know genres very well. It's 128 and it's got a big bass drum that goes boom, boom, boom.
So good.
It is.
Timmy Trumpet. I loved that man. I finally got to see him live
Is
last
he
year.
cool too?
Oh, I didn't get to meet him, but we went to EDC Orlando last year. It's my first ever festival.
Ooh.
Beautiful experience.
Oh,
I had
man.
an amazing time.
He's amazing. You got to go to the Vegas one.
I want to go so bad.
Yeah, dude. Someday.
My favorite part about that festival was Timmy's set, because I didn't know Timmy produced hard dance music until last year. 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Like electro stuff.
Yeah, but he played like a 90% hard dance set at EDC Orlando, and it was the best set of the weekend, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, I definitely I've been a big fan of that. Just because that is really high quality production. And it's got good melodies and stuff, and I always try to take elements that I like and kind of combine them,
Yep.
So I'm always looking for cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what it is. If it vibes, bro,
It
I'm
vibes.
down. Yeah. Like, the one rule that I follow in music creation, if it sounds good, it sounds good.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's how it should be. A lot of people try to complicate a lot of music instead of just focusing on the aspect of it and building off of that. It doesn't have to be this complicated thing. My mentor Evolve always tells me, minimal is criminal. It doesn't have to be this extravagant thing as long as you get the point across.
Sure. I agree.
Yeah.
I follow those tenets closely, I'd say.
Yeah.
Now, as someone who hasn't quite began your production journey yet, now I imagine you take DJing pretty seriously then.
Yeah.
And now I talked a little bit about this with my friend Brian. He doesn't really produce too, but he's a pretty prominent DJ, and he can mix like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And just listening to him, I'm like, do you produce? Because you sound like you know what you're doing. And he's like, no, I just like to curate,
Yeah.
you know? And is that kind of you're telling me earlier, like, you do market research pretty literally, it sounds like. You go to the shows for all headliners, and then it sounds like you pay pretty close attention now to the openers.
Mhm.
And do some homework, so to speak, follow them on.
I'm a firm believer in never letting an artist play to an empty dance floor.
Sure.
Because every single one of us has been there. We know how it feels. It sucks.
Yeah.
You do it, but it sucks. So, when I created Ascend Dance, which is my EDM organization, what I wanted to do is I wanted to go to events and talent scout, see what these guys were about, see where they were at with their DJing journey, and seeing how I can provide opportunity, promote for them, and also educate them, because you see so many artists in the industry tearing people down over minor BS, things that these people that are starting out are ignorant to. They don't know, So I was given the gift of having someone in my corner to educate me on how to spin, how to properly EQ, how to do transitioning,
Nice.
balancing your tracks. And I want to be able to provide that to someone else.
Yeah, I didn't really have that. I had to figure that out, I guess, An old friend named Jeff, he did used to show me some tricks,
Yeah.
but it was like, here's what I figured out.
Yep.
Not like, here is the principles of equalization and
Yeah.
why certain frequencies clash and
It's
how you shouldn't mix these keys together, that kind of
Yep.
stuff.
mixing in key, another crucial thing. Like, is it necessary all the time?
No,
But
definitely
it
not.
helps when you have an idea of how music theory works.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I don't know. I would go to these events. I would talent scout. I would talk to these people after their sets, pick their brains, get to know them. And if I felt like they were someone that I could work with and, build up, then I'm like, hey, man, come with me. I'm going to show you some shit and
Yeah.
you're going to be better for it. And I've had people do the same for me. Part of this journey so far has been connecting with bigger name hard dance artists on top of all the artists that I already know that have shown me the other side of the industry, how to carry yourself on social media, how to approach promoters. There's a lot of things that people don't take into consideration when they start out this kind of industry because they think,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to become a DJ. I'm going to go play music at clubs
It
and
looks
it's going to
so
be a good
easy.
time. But like nobody thinks about, all of the steps that you need to take to get there. You don't think about the etiquette because even though, yes, we're just a bunch of ravers, there's still a system here. There's still etiquette that you need to abide by
There's a code.
as an artist
Yeah.
to be successful in this industry.
Oh, absolutely. I commend you for that. In my earlier days, I really didn't like that aspect of the scene.
Me neither.
I found it political and
Yep.
annoying and superficial. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna run my dubstep.
Yep.
I don't want to talk to you guys.
Yep.
And I realize now that that's it's a social job.
Well, and here's the
It's
thing.
something you got to do.
It gets treated like it's a competition when it's not.
Right.
That's the thing. Music is subjective. Art is subjective. There is a better way to do this DJ thing, but there's no right or wrong way to do this. Everybody's doing what they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And while I don't necessarily agree with the politics of the industry or even the scene for that matter, I'm going to respect it,
Sure.
but also show people that you don't have to be toxic to make it in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think that we should even go as far as say you shouldn't be toxic.
No.
And be in this industry.
No, it's
Like-
so unnecessary. Nobody is anybody's competition. And if you view it that way, then you need to take a step back and evaluate why you are doing this.
Right. We are on the same team.
Literally.
I completely agree. I always try to elevate. There was a lot of competition back in the day too when I was like a promoter and stuff. Like my goal was always, I really just wanted an LED wall. I
Yeah.
won't lie. I didn't really care about anything else. I really just wanted to have an LED wall.
Yeah.
And how I would get there is I had to start a production company and do all this stuff. At the end of the day, it was really I just wanted to play with lights.
Yeah.
And
Fun.
it's changed since then. I recognize that it is a great industry full of great people and we can create really good experiences. And that's really what I'm trying to get to. So I can just, like you said, minimal is criminal, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't need to have a semi full of lights. I will someday. I
That'd be great.
promise you that.
Be great.
But I don't need it.
Yeah.
I think that, if we just hung out in a field with decks and a good sound system, we could throw a hell of a party. I've done it before,
Seriously.
And I like that spirit. You definitely embody the raver spirit. I commend ya.
Hey, man, everybody says Plur is dead, but I disagree. I think you still find it out there. It's just a little bit harder to really see.
Yeah, well, we're more mainstream. We just have to accept
Yep.
it. We're the raver kids are more popular these days. There's more of us.
Yep.
And I think we just have to focus on teaching the younger generation to continue in our footsteps and learn from our mistakes.
Exactly.
Because boy, I've sure made a lot.
We
in
all
my short
have.
career.
That's the thing. We've all made asses out of ourselves at one point or another.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of it too.
Sure.
It's
You're a human, right?
yeah. We're all human at the
I'm
end
not
of the day.
exactly human, but I have human tendencies.
I kind of just exist here. We're not like sure what I am. I'm just here.
Yeah. So, are you from Minnesota then? Were you born and raised
Yep.
here?
I was born in St. Louis Park and grew
Oh,
up in
okay.
Minneapolis.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. I have my human father has worked in St. Louis Park for a long time.
Okay.
We got some history in there. I like that
Alright.
place. He rents out like a doggy daycare over there.
Oh, we love
Yeah.
the doggy daycare.
It's so funny. He wound up with a bunch of doggy daycares, not even intentionally.
Oh.
Isn't that funny?
I'll have to bring my dog there.
It's in St. Paul. St. Paul's. Shout out to St. Paul's. It's a good time. Do you have any dogs? I'm just
I
curious.
do. I have a dog named Mavis, and then I have an orange tabby named Milo.
Oh.
He is my Mr. Beans with the beans.
Oh yeah. So what kind of dog is it? I love doggos.
So she's a rescue, so we're not really sure
okay.
what she is, but we're thinking she's like a shepherd collie mix.
Sure, some kind of beautiful mutt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troublemaker, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I definitely, I'm just gonna wait until, I have a reason to stay home before I have a dog. I'm too out there all the time right now.
Yep.
Personally.
I've been very fortunate to have my mentor and his lady in my life because they were the ones that fostered her. So I got to see her all the
nice.
time when I was going to my lessons. And then, I just decided, all right, I'm just going to adopt her. And
she needs a home.
yeah, she
And you're
gets to
like,
come.
fancy that. I have a home.
She gets to come visit Matt and his partner every time I go out on the road. So she's a happy girl. She really enjoys her
Do you take
time
her
with
to
them.
most places?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. It'd be cool to have a tour dog.
Yeah, that's the goal. I
Yeah.
really want to start investing in either an RV or my own bus project. I do want to create
I have to recommend against a bus.
I want
I was just
one!
talking to B about this yesterday. I read a long time ago that I can't remember. It was like a Rockstar magazine back when I wanted to be like a guitar player. Okay, they had an interview with like a really successful rock band that I can't remember the name of. I'm sorry, but the one thing that he was like, they were like, "What do you recommend for up and coming artists that are finding some success?" And he was like, "Don't ever fucking buy your own tour bus." Don't ever fucking do it. An RV is fine, like a reasonable sized RV.
Yeah.
Fine. A fucking tour bus, bro, that thing breaks, that's gonna bankrupt you. You're gonna be stuck in fucking Louisiana, and it's gonna be 1,000,000 degrees, and you're on the road somewhere, and you're like, yeah, it'll be $6,500 and I can get you going. Maybe you'll make it home.
Yeah, I actually, so there's this band, Light Switch. They were from Wisconsin. They're not together anymore, but it was a band of brothers that did like Christian contemporary rock.
Sure.
Loved those guys.
Yeah.
But they bought a bus like years ago, and I just remember them like struggling to figure this bad boy out, and then just finally getting rid of it.
Dude, like, I was telling B, like, yo, you lease a bus, you are guaranteed a bus.
Yep.
And if it breaks down, they're just going to give you a new bus, and you just get on that bus, and they'll fix their bus because it's their fucking problem.
Okay, that's
You just need a fucking bus.
that's
You pay them for a
fair.
bus. But if you own it, it's like, oh no, I am stuck in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yep.
And
Yep.
how are you gonna? You can't just tow a bus, bro.
No, you can't. No.
Well, you can,
It's just
but you
not
might
gonna
as
be a
well just try to
pleasant
fix it because it's about the same money.
God.
I'm just saying, from and that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
I read that and I was like, "Fuck, dude,
Yeah.
I don't want that."
I just feel like it'll make my travel gigs a lot better because then, I have my own space. They don't have to pay the extra money to get like a hotel or something for me, just pay for my gas, and then.
An RV, that would make sense.
Yeah.
An RV, that would be fine, especially for like the tri-state area. Down, you can, 10-hour drive really ain't that bad.
I drove 14 hours willingly to Pittsburgh for the first time ever, and it was the best decision I've ever made.
Hell yeah. Honestly, what state is Pittsburgh in? I forgot.
Pennsylvania.
Right, I knew that. I was just kidding.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
Geography test. Pop quiz.
I passed. Flying colors.
Good job. No, I wanted to talk a little bit about like your branding and stuff. It's pretty on par. I mean, it's good. Yeah. It's good stuff. Now, do you have like a cool name and story, like how you came up with Serenity, or were you just like, it sounds good?
I came up with, and this took forever. I came up with Serenity because I took a step back, listened to some good euphoric hard dance.
Sure.
While I thought about my name, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to name myself based off of how hard dance makes me feel.
Okay.
And every time I listen to hard dance, I get this sense of serenity. I feel free. I feel, like I'm in my own little world and that there's nothing that could ruin my life in that moment because I felt safe and secure,
Ooh, hard
dance, it speaks to my soul in the same way that ganja speaks to my soul. If I had to choose between a hard dance event and a ganja show, I would have an existential crisis and sit on the floor sobbing for 3 hours before I made a decision, But no, I came up with Serenity.
One, go to the other.
You get one or the other. You can't have both. No. But hard dance it makes me feel like myself, and I feel a sense of serenity and security whenever I listen to it or even when I spin it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've seen you spin a couple times. It's been good times, man. I definitely like your style.
Yeah.
I suppose, so you said that you kind of had like a mentor and stuff.
I do.
You do, sorry. So he was just kind of like, hey, you look like you want to DJ? Is that kind of how it happened? Or how did that kind of really develop and kind of just wondering how that kind of happened?
I met Evolve in 2019 when we went over to a buddy's house to do a jam session. They were like, hey, let's show you some stuff, see if this is what you want to do, and if you do, let's go.
Yeah.
So I met him there and decided, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it. So I'm starting to work on how to do all these things, trying to teach myself how to do it, working with some other DJ friends along the way. Had the pleasure of doing a lot of work at DJ Butter's apartment.
Okay.
He was kind of my first mentor before Evolve kind of took me under his wing and was like, hey, I'm going to show you how to do this.
Yeah.
And so I think it was about like end of 2020, beginning of 2021 that me and Evolve really started grinding it out, learning all the technicalities of, how to handle equipment, what is where, music theory, teaching me the circle of fifths, energy chart, everything that he could possibly do to get me prepared for this industry. And
that's awesome.
He did one hell of a job.
Well, I mean, hey, you're hanging out with Little Texas. And,
got to play with Lady Faith last year, and Lady Faith is the woman that inspired me to become a hard dance DJ.
Yeah, I love Lady Faith.
When I met her years ago as a baby raver, I was just like, she's so cool. Like, if she can do it, why can't I? Because at that time, there weren't a whole lot of hard dance female artists in the industry. So I said, screw it. And when I saw her last year at the event, she recognized me, even with all the blue hair, and it was such a wholesome feeling because this is the woman. This is the woman that inspired me to be who I am today.
Yeah, dude. So, shout out, Lady Faith.
We love you. We love you so much.
You might see this. I don't know if we're very popular in the hard dance series. Yeah, we'll get there. We got some rising talent.
Like I said, got pretty established in Pittsburgh, as well as out in the Bay Area. I'm so excited to get back out to California. I miss those guys so much.
Yeah.
They have
California's so pretty too.
It is beautiful there. I got to experience my first Renegade rave event out there. It was
I haven't experienced any of that yet.
coastal rave in this like concrete bunker. And then you got the most beautiful view of the ocean. It was surreal. It was awesome.
That sounds like a pristine place for a fucking rave.
It was crazy because these guys had like all their equipment set up on this little cart, so they just rolled it in, and then the cops came and they just rolled it out.
Dude, that's smart. That's smart, man. That's true renegade right there.
I want to do renegades events in Minneapolis so bad. That's one of my next goals.
We're just lacking venues, really.
We are.
We don't, like, I tried to throw the first Ghost Eater show underground just because I didn't really care that much about selling tickets. I just wanted to kind of show people what it was. But it was a pain. All the COVID, like, took on down all the illegal spots.
Well, and being, starting out in this industry at the beginning of the pandemic was just...
It was not choice. We really, if we didn't pick the best time to begin our journey.
We really didn't. It was a bad time.
The first Ghost Eater EP was released February 27th, 2020.
My condolences.
About, 2 weeks before the whole world just shut down for like 2 years.
Congratulations on your new album drop.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I bet you want to show this to people, don't you?
It's too bad.
Too fucking bad. Everyone is at home and they are sad.
And they could listen to it, but they probably don't know about it because you haven't played it for anybody yet.
And it's kind of hard to explain Ghost Eater. Like, that's one thing that we've always really struggled with. I mean, I get it. It's not exactly an intuitive thing. I mean, I don't know. What's your first impression? This is like our very first, real interview we got going.
Before I, got to know you, people had been bringing you up to me about a few months back, and I'm like, is this guy another Rhythm kid? Like, no shade to Rhythm, but like. But then when I saw you play, because we had the pleasure of sharing a stage for Raven Tacos back in January. That was a good time. I was like, oh, this guy plays like everything. Sweet.
I'm all over the fucking place, man. That's just my ADHD.
Same.
I fucking embrace it, though. Like I was saying, I want to produce all genres. I used to kind of hate genres because they would annoy me.
Yeah.
As a maker of music, I was like, I don't know what fucking genre this is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Half of it is dubstep. Half of it is like a psytrance thing I did. It's bass music. Like that's the best I could do.
It's got the wubs and the bong bongs. That's all that there needs.
I'm like, I don't know, it's 150 is in the key of G minor. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the best I got. But I've been learning to embrace it a little bit more because it does help people find you.
Yep.
And it helps people differentiate what they're looking for.
It's a good way to find your niche.
Yeah.
When I was starting out as a hard dance artist in Minnesota, things were kind of starting to dwindle a little bit, and I wanted to bring hard dance back.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good genre.
Dude,
I started
it in
hard dance.
It hasn't taken off in Minnesota as on par with like the dubstep, you know? It's kind of crazy. Like we had Anger
really
Fist,
well
bro.
for a while.
Like I knew Anger Fist like way back in the day, and they
my
had Anger
first
Fist
show.
come through, and I was like surprised. I was like, why isn't there more fucking people here? This is goddamn Anger Fist, bro. Like they go to Amsterdam and shit, and they play in like to like 1 million people at a time, and we're over here, and there's like fucking 200 people here.
Dude,
like, the fuck?
The Euro hard dance scene hit different, and I'm so excited for the day that I finally get to experience that. DEF CON is like number 1 on my list.
Oh man, I hope you get successful just so I can like hit you up.
Dude, if I play DEF CON, I will cry. Probably
I will cry
sob
for
on the
you,
stage
bro. I'll be
my
there
entire
crying.
set.
I mean, I'm a big production nerd. Like, I just like technology. I really like technology. And so I've always been a fan of hard dance just because over in Europe, they have the craziest fucking stages.
They really do.
Like, when I was just a lighting design nerd guy, more than a musician. You know, I was constantly exposed to this awesome hard dance because the lighting people would be like, here, check out this amazing stage. It's like, I mean, I can't even describe some of those Q dance stages, you know? Like the giant faces and shit.
They're
just
beautiful.
like coming to life with fire. Nothing I'd ever seen before, you know? And I'm like, damn, bro. And everyone's like, the music is but look at the lights.
What do you mean the music is
That's what the lighting designers would always say. They're like, I'm not really into this type
They're
of
like,
music.
I'm here for the lights,
Yeah,
the
but they're
mobs
like-
of society.
They're like, well, the lights are amazing. The music is a little rough, they would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I get it. A lot of those guys are old school. They're, you know, their most abrasive music is like punk rock.
We loves the punk.
We love the punk. Don't get me wrong. Old school punk rock kid here. But that was like as hard as they got.
Yep.
And then they experienced something like, you know,
Super
like,
heavy and like aggressive.
Terror step or whatever.
It's like, here, we're going to take this beat and we're going to touch your soul with it.
I've seen a couple like Lil Texas like video clips of him playing like 1,000 BPM songs.
He's
I'm
such
like,
a
what the
hooligan,
fuck?
bro.
It's literally just like that's what it sounds like. How do you write that?
My friends, I had a couple friends hit me up before the Minneapolis event and they're like, it's not going to get that bad, is it? I'm like,
like, oh, it will, bitch.
I'm like, I cannot confirm nor deny this. It might not. He actually behaved himself for the Minneapolis show. It was pretty,
well, if
pretty
he
damn
ever
good.
sees this, tell you knock that shit off.
There
You
were no,
misbehave.
not that I remember anyways. I don't remember any pants coming off. Definitely
What?
happened in Pittsburgh. I definitely
Okay.
remember that one,
You
but
told him he was afraid of us, huh? He didn't want
No.
he didn't want us to get mad at him.
I don't know, honestly.
I don't want to take my pants. It was too cold. That's what
was-
it was.
It was crazy though. One of my friends brought up the fact that there were so many Subtronics jerseys at that event. I was like, dubstep kids be like, we don't like hardstyle. Also, dubstep kids. You know?
They don't like it online.
They don't like what a lot of like, you know, what we're playing now. I have a love-hate relationship with raw style. I've never been a fan of it. But it's mostly
It
because
comes and goes.
higher frequencies hurt my ears, so
Oh, yeah.
it gets a little too intense for
You're
me.
not a whistle tip fan.
No. But lately, some of the stuff that I've been getting shown with raw style, I'm like, you know what? I kind of fucks with that,
Yeah,
you know?
okay. I feel you.
But it's the same for anything, like any genre in this industry, you know, like everybody's like, I don't like that. I'm like, do you not like that genre or do you not like that subgenre? Because there are still other subgenres within that realm that you might actually come to like.
Right, dude, my friend Kelsifer, shout out Kelsifer, has been making fun of me for like not liking psytrance for
Oh,
like
I
10
love
years.
psytrance.
And I fucking like psytrance, okay? But there was like, it was one interaction we had. We were in a field somewhere. It was like 4 a.m. And whoever was on stage at this random Cosmic Egg Festival thing, it was terrible fucking noise, okay? It was just terrible noise. And I was like, this is fucking terrible noise. I hate this. Why is this here? And ever since, she's like, oh, you don't like psytrance. And I was like, I don't like
Like-
whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, what the hell is this?
And it was like noise, you know? It was like it was stuff that Jack Denny would play back in the day, and it's called noise.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you mix noise together. It was like just like 1,000 drum hits, you know, in 30 seconds, and then like another 1,000 slightly different drum hits.
I've heard some music that's had me questioning some things as well. I try to
who's
keep
this
an open
for?
mind, but every once in a while you're just like, yeah.
I was just like, okay, 1, who the fuck is this for? 2, how do you dance to this?
You
And,
don't.
like, what
You
do you
just kind
do?
of stand there.
And like 3, how do you mix this together? I guess it doesn't matter. No one really knows
Where
because
it
it's all
starts
noise.
or where it ends, you know?
It's not like I'd be like, oh, that drop was off. That beat match wasn't working.
Gods.
Yeah, Jack Denny did used to go by the Gabber Jihad.
Okay.
But it was like 2015, it was in NCN, and it was, I don't know, I think he was just billed as Jack Denny. I think this was before Turnian.
Okay.
And he literally, it was just noise. It might have been Johnny Foreplay.
Whoa, I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah, might have been Johnny Foreplay,
Whoa.
actually.
I think he
He
was
might have
on
been
my
billed with
Facebook at one point. I think I deleted him for very valid reasons that I don't remember because it was years ago.
Probably
But damn,
rants.
I have not heard that name in a hot minute.
Probably rant that you're like, man.
Yeah.
Some hot takes. No, we love Jack. Don't worry. I'm not trying to hate. So what you got going on? You got some stuff coming up. Now we'll probably release this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what. When do you think? End of May. You got anything coming up after the end of May?
I do. So actually, I'm hoping to drop my summer mix first weekend of June. I'll be actually heading out to Brainerd International Raceway June 9th and 9th through the 11th to DJ out there for Proving Grounds. I'll be back out that way again September. I think it was 10th and 11th and 12th or something like that. But whatever weekend that is, I'll be out at BIR again DJing all weekend. And then for the Pittsburgh homies, I'm dropping the first announcement of 2 today. We'll be doing Fall Days. I'll be out that way for that festival, so I'm really looking forward to seeing my Pittsburgh crew again.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And I mean, honestly, shout out for them supporting more women in the industry. Do they give you a small fee and take care of you out there, or
so
you don't mind?
Yeah, no, I've been very fortunate with working with these guys. The first 2 gigs, I took care of my own travel. They provided me a place to sleep, and
Nice.
they did compensate me very well for both of those events. And then with Little Texas, I was my lodging was paid for, and then I got to stay with my good buddy Chaotic Style.
Sure.
Love that guy.
Shout out.
He's the best. It's so funny. Him and I actually did a 20-minute B2B at the end of my Little Texas set out there.
Cool.
And it was amazing. You can't have Serenity without a little bit of chaos.
I like it.
It was a good time.
Hey, adds the context, right? Or not the contrast. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Gotta
and
have the contrast.
So it's funny because him and I were the same artist, but our music is completely opposite. But for some reason, it molds so well
So
together.
you're very similar personalities,
Yes.
but what art you output is just totally different.
Yep, absolutely.
That's really interesting. I like that, though.
Hoping to bring him and our buddy Quack Daddy out here as well.
Quack
Daddy
Daddy.
is phenomenal producer, just as great of a DJ, and he's actually a multiverse producer as well. So
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
he's done some great work. So we're hoping to bring those hooligans out here, hopefully sometime this fall.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Are you guys just going to the loft or?
We haven't really decided yet. I actually just started working with Pot Shots, the new cannabis bar that just opened up in St. Paul.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Pot Shots. Go
Shout
get your
out.
pot tails today.
Shout out to weed.
Yes. Merry legalization, children.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We're filming this shortly after the Minnesota Senate voted to legalize weed.
The best way to start your weekend,
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
But we're going to be doing some events out at Pot Shots this year, hopefully to doing a couple flow jams on their patio as well.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'm going to hopefully be doing some collaborations with No Boys in the Booth, as
No
well
Boys in the
as
Booth. I like that. That's I'm sorry, what is
you're
that
good.
again?
And then Hard Roads Media from LA, we're hoping to do some collaborations with, bring their artists out here.
Oh man, that's so cool. I am so proud of you. I am
Thank you.
honestly it's impressive. It's impressive. You like taking it by the reins, so to speak,
Yeah,
and really making it happen.
I saw potential and I knew that I could make a difference. And even if it just helps one person or inspires one person, I will feel like I was successful in this endeavor.
Oh, that's my goal too. I always read about how, music saved people or whatever. I was like, wow, if my music ever saved someone, I would probably just cry right on the
Yeah.
spot.
It's a
I'd be
good
like,
feeling, you
what?
know?
It'd be really cool. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like, making art and stuff and
Yeah.
spreading art. It's cool to kind of put a piece of yourself out there and be immortalized. Like I lost some friends
Yeah.
and I wrote a song to mostly cope, honestly, because
Yeah.
I was really struggling. That was the first real death that hit me hard,
Yeah.
and I kind of wrote to cope, and then it turned out really great. I nailed it, and it became one of my favorite songs. And now it has like their name in it and stuff. It's kind of dedicated to them.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that immortalizes them in a way.
Absolutely.
Because who knows? I mean, I could be long dead, and some motherfucker could still be rocking Ghost Eater on their iPod in the future.
It's a really great thought, being able to leave behind such a healthy and positive legacy, for the next generation, showing everybody that, if you really want it, you can have it, but you have to really want it,
Yeah, you gotta put in the work.
I've had so many people approach me and they're like, I really want to do this, but like all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And like, it's just like, okay, man, I get it more than you know. I understand, but how bad do you want it?
Right.
What are you willing to do and sacrifice to make it happen? I've made a lot of sacrifices to get to where I am.
Same. Yeah.
But I've also
so much money.
so much money.
I've lost so much money on this project.
But
I just did my taxes. So it's on my mind.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it sucks. It's okay. I'm probably going to get some back at least.
But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like if I had to go back and do it all over again, I'd do it the exact same way because I wouldn't have learned the things that I've learned. I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I have done had I not started it in that place and built myself,
Absolutely. That's so good to hear, though. I mean, hey, I honestly wish you the best of success.
Right back at you, man.
I'm really happy to see, spreading the love, too. Like, I'm really happy to see that you have that attitude that, the whole rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. I really appreciate how you take that to heart. I think that you're definitely a positive influence. I can do words.
What are words?
What are words?
We don't know.
Influence. That's what I meant. You seem to be a great influence, and I mean, you seem pretty young too. So
I am.
it's good to. I mean, in age, it's just a measurement. I think that I was doing dumb shit when I was like 20. But I was still kind of doing similar things that I'm doing now. Just like I had different ideas. And, I had to learn some lessons just like you did, I'm sure.
Yeah, we all do, But like, so before the DJ thing, I was an actor. I went to school for acting. I specialized in musical theater. And right before the pandemic hit, I was doing murder mystery dinners. And after the pandemic hit and we weren't able to do the murder mystery dinners anymore because, you can't interact with people. And that's a big part of doing the murder mystery shows. Yeah. So I kind of decided, well, what else do I like? And then I'm like, I really like EDM. I've been wanting to spin hard dance for a few years now. I'm going to do it.
Hell yeah.
So being able to take years and years of professional performance training and apply it to this now.
Oh, that's experience on stage will help you immensely. That's got to be really helpful for when you're facing it. I still get a little butterflies.
I get on full on panic attacks. Like the Minneapolis show for Little Texas, I was sitting in the back of the loft trying not to puke for like half an hour. Which is crazy to me because before the DJ thing, before all the anxiety and stuff, like I was really confident on a stage. I would walk on a stage fearless, ready to go. But now, like, I'm just like, I just want to do it right, and I want people to take something away from my sets. When I first started out as Serenity, it was a lot of like trolley tracks, to fuck around and just do stupid shit,
Oh yeah, I spin dubstep. I know all about trolley tracks.
But now I've kind of shifted gears into more of a philosophical approach, showing people, through my music, like, hey, think about your life. Think about what you want to do. Think about the fact that you were not put on this planet to just work, pay bills, and die.
For real.
Especially
now. You gotta automate that shit.
Seriously. Well, and not only that, but just looking at your fellow man and realizing that at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We are all creatures of error.
Right.
None of us are perfect by any means, but learning to show love and respect and grace, regardless of all of that, is so crucial. And that's the message that I want to put out with my music, is that, we need to come together, because right now we're kind of sick as a society.
Oh, absolutely. We got some deep issues.
It's so bad, man.
But we're all on the same team, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're all people. We all bleed the same. We all breathe the same air. We are all the same being. There's no reason why we should be tearing each other down because of silly differences,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I want to use my music to really connect people and bring a sense of peace to this chaotic world.
That'll definitely, I think, resonate well with that audience, too, that people like hard dance, And I think that it's a missing niche, too.
Yeah.
So I really encourage you to explore that. That sounds great. Like, I think I need more of that in my life,
Yeah.
I think the scene does too.
We really do.
Like I think the anti-competition should be the new theme.
Yeah.
Just because I always thought that music has always been like inherently a collaborative up until recently.
Yep.
Like you really couldn't do all the things that we can do now.
Yeah.
I mean, my laptop, this fucker right here, I have like Ableton Suite on it,
Yep.
And that is more powerful than $1 million studio in the 90s.
God, I know.
I can literally do more. Like I have unlimited recording tracks. Like I could have 1,000 if I had the hardware to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's simply not possible 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
We can do so much more now than we could do back then.
Yeah, and it's empowering, though.
Yeah.
I think that it's beautiful, and so we definitely, I need a vocalist, honestly.
I'm always available. If anyone else is looking for a vocalist, I'm definitely your girl.
Yeah, man. I mean, what is your socials and stuff? How do we get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook at Serenity Raves 612. And you can also find me on Instagram just as Serenity Raves.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you don't do the Twitter?
Not yet.
No.
We're easing our way into that
Dude,
one.
I have a Twitter, and I hate it so much.
That's all I've ever heard. I'm like, why? Why do I need it?
Every time I'm like,
terrible.
I'm just trying to promote music, and it's like, hey, look at this really mean thing that happened, or
like,
look what this jerk did. It's like, man, can you I don't know how it happens either. I only follow like musicians and like I don't even know like random comedians, and like hot women.
I think Reddit's the next move here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They got a lot.
I'm on GHOSTEATER has a Reddit presence, but it's very minimal.
Yeah,
it's just for maybe in the future.
Just for shenanigans,
Yeah. I mean, I have like a non-GHOSTEATER Reddit account, so I'm always fucking around on Reddit. There are great communities out there.
Could you just imagine, though, like, there's an entire fandom subreddit dedicated to your artist persona, and then you find out about it one day, and you just read through all of these theories that you know damn well aren't true, but you just, like, cater to them anyway.
Hey, honestly, if that ever happened, that's probably exactly how I would handle it.
Same.
I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly right. And
yeah, that thing,
like
that definitely happened.
Yeah,
it didn't fucking happen, but we're going to say it did.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I do live on the moon.
Yes.
It's true. I come down for shows.
Yes,
I
I
can
was
just
born
jump.
in Atlantis. You're definitely right there. I can definitely breathe underwater.
You
It's
said you were a
great.
mermaid, right?
Yeah, totally. 100%.
That's your backup career?
I have to hold my nose underwater, so I just I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
You didn't actually develop gills, huh?
No.
Sometimes I forget about human anatomy.
Yeah, what the hell is a human?
I mean, I've been trying to figure that out for 30 plus years, and I have no fucking idea. Between you and me, you all terrifying.
No, they're scary creatures.
Beautiful though.
Very
I love
beautiful,
them.
scary creatures.
I'm stuck here, so I'm trying to make the best of it. Doing what I can. But hey, it's been just about an hour.
Hell yeah.
Did you have fun? Now you're our
I did. I had a great time.
you're our first official Ghost Eater guest. I hope you had fun. We did try to film some other Ghost Eater interviews. So shout out to Rainbow and shout out to Matt Millhouse. We sort of didn't get those videos or the audio. It didn't work. But it looks like this time it did.
Yeah.
So shout out to technology.
Yeah, man.
And especially shout out to Universal Audio because and fuck M Audio. Oh my god, stop making audio interfaces, M Audio. Just stick to keyboards. I don't know how you can make something so bad. But like, why the knob doesn't do anything, I will never forgive you for that. Like, it doesn't do anything. It's a level knob that doesn't control the level.
It's there for good looks.
Yeah, basically.
It's a decoration.
If someone out there on the internet can explain to me what the knob on the first knob on the M Audio 192 Air on the first channel, if someone can explain to me why turning that knob doesn't seem to change anything, I would like to know. I don't know why that's there. Anyway,
jeez.
I may have a little bit of PTSD from it.
Flashbacks to Nam.
Oh, so I was like, oh, I got this M Audio Air, we only need one channel of audio, blah, blah, blah. Not true.
It was a lie.
It was a lie. I messed up, Serenity. I did not do my homework. And I tried to make that work. So my audio was just distorted. So everything I said was just...
Jeez.
Yeah. And the mics were picking each other up. So like you would hear my guest, but like as a monster, but underneath them. So we just had fucking problems. And then by the end of the second interview, I like can't stop thinking about all the problems, and I'm like, you know what, Brian, it's all fucked up. I think we should just call it a day.
Just listening to the recordings, like, is my guest possessed by a demon? Like,
yeah, right? What the fuck is that? Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, audience. There is technology involved to make my voice sound like this. It takes work. If it doesn't sound like this, it's just a scary, high-pitched noise that is inaudible to most humans. So we have to do some work. But listen, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come out here and talk to us. And get filmed and get all these cameras on you and shit, and listen to me ramble for a while. I can't thank you enough. I hope we have you back someday. Shout out again to Serenity. Please do check her out, and if you need some vocals, hit her up.
Absolutely.
I'm serious. We're gonna get on that.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I have like 13,000 rough drafts, so we'll
pick one. We'll pick one.
I'm gonna just pick the best one and throw your way.
Yeah.
And then you can come over. I do have a very amateur recording booth. It's very small. It's mostly just a curtain and some sound absorbing foam.
Okay.
But it works. I have it disassembled now because my decks are there right now. But just saying, we'll use one of these mics actually. And I honestly don't know what I'm doing when it comes to recording vocals.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, like I have never done it before, really.
It's a process. I've been trying to figure out how I'm even supposed to like sing, because there's certain ways you're supposed to sing into a microphone, live versus recording, because
Right.
it records differently than you're going to hear it live.
Right,
So
and I do
it's a
have-
learning
I
process.
do have like some other tools and stuff, but that'd be good. I'm gonna be grateful for your slight inexperience then, because then it'll match my own, and we can learn together. I won't be intimidated.
Absolutely. Educating is very crucial in this industry.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I'm hoping this summer to finally roll out my TikTok series if they don't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Um,
God.
what I'm going to be doing is basically posting on TikTok, hopefully once or twice a month, maybe 3 times. We're trying to figure everything out. Where I'll be going over what I do, what strategies I've used to get to where I am now, so that
Yeah.
other people can do it too, because it's stupid easy. It is so easy, you guys. Like, if you sat down with me and I explained everything to you, you would look at me like, that's it?
In terms of like succeeding.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all about communication and how you carry yourself, essentially, and establishing a pretty strong presence on social media, which is a bitch to do, but you can do it.
Yeah.
It's
We're hoping to
really
do that.
easy.
We're hoping to do that with these podcasts,
Yes,
actually.
I would love to come back on and do a segment on that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey.
I've got the tea, so
you got-
let's go.
You got anything else going on? You got anything else you wanna shout out before we head out here?
First of all, shout out to my crew, the Serenity Squad. I would not be halfway as far as I am right now without the support that I've had from those guys.
Hell yeah.
Special shout out to New Forex and Evolve. New Forex is my best bud, my partner in crime. Him and I have been together since the beginning. We both started relatively close to each other and have
Sure.
both worked together, to kind of figure
Hell
this
yeah.
damn thing
Shout
out. And just to the community as a whole, like, seriously, the love and support that I experience every time I do come out to events, which is usually like pulling teeth to get me to go. But
Yeah,
when
we're
I
so
do,
grateful you're here.
when I do go out, I'm just very grateful for all of the love and support that I've received from everybody, because it pushes me to keep doing what I do. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thanks again, Serenity.
Thank
Love
you.
you so much for coming out. You're a Ghost Eater friend for life. All right.
Thank you for listening to Ghost Eater and Friends.